very well. Hasn't been able to finish anything off yet, but he seems to be there all the time. Stannard almost getting shoved off the road as he peels off. Nowhere to go, just having to bounce around on the curb there and avoid the parked cars.
That's what they do to you when you're right on the front, towing them along for 10-15 kilometers, and when you're whacked, they just push you off the road. Unfair.
And not that you had to do it very much, to be honest, Sean. You usually have people to do it for you. Francis de Jeu. Well, they've done this at about 5 or 6 kilometers out. Roland keeps pulling the pace along. For the last 3 or 4 times, well, the first 3 times there's been a potential sprint, but Nasser Bahani is not in any good shape, place behind here to do anything. Look for the French champions jersey. Nowhere to be seen at the moment, Sean. Certainly not within easy reach of the front. Whee! Roland pulling off and also almost takes Lagoutin with him.
Yes, and you know, that's all experience as well. You have to look around and see where your sprinter is sitting in the peloton. If he's not in the top 20 places, well, then you have to knock off the pace and go and get him, really. There's no point in riding in the front of the bunch, pulling along for a kilometre, 2 kilometres at a real fast pace if your sprinter is way off. The better tactic is just go and look after him and take him as close to the front as you can.
It's Radio Shack Nissan who've taken up the pace making on the front. It always amazes me how these riders can make their way to the front at any particular time in a race, or whichever particular time they've managed to keep themselves for. Into the last kilometre then, just a roundabout to go. This is the only place it could cause problems, and it's wide enough not to. They've flown through that into the finishing straight, and it's the lead out for Daniele Bernati. You can see him in second spot at the moment, but John Degenkolb on the left-hand side, just shadowed by the flag at the moment. Look for the man in green. It's Koen de Kort who's trying to lead him out. Bernati can see that. He's got into the wheel of Degenkolb, and Nasser Bahani has got into that wheel as well. Bernati can't see it and leads out. Bernati moves out, and Degenkolb gets in the wheel behind him. Degenkolb is going to out-sprint Bernati easily. Bahani is the nearest to him. Swift is about a bike length off. Bernati tries to get back into the wheel of Nasser Bahani and see if he can come around this time. Degenkolb, that very upright sprinting style, but Nasser Bahani's at him. Degenkolb takes another. Did Bahani get second, or did Meersman come through on the left-hand side of your screen to take second spot? That super upright sprinting style of John Degenkolb, so powerful, Sean, and that was good. He had to go from quite a long way there.
Yes, and it looked like Bonani was going to take him, because he was waiting. Actually, he just, you know, waiting in the wheel. You could see he was just holding on for the moment to take up the sprint. But again, you know, Degenkolb so powerful. He doesn't just you know, tire in that final 20-30 meters, and Bonani tried to come over, but made it halfway to his pedal, and then just was hanging there and just could not overcome him.
Fans absolutely swamping John Degenkolb, with the gasping for air. The Jahrmeister is taken another stage here in the Vuelta a España, and other teams must be thinking, what on earth have we got to do to beat this man? Bernati looking outclassed, to be honest. His team got him into the right position, as you can see here from the overhead shot. Like, Degenkolb comes past Bernati like he's standing still. Bernati tries to fight to get back on the wheel of Nasser Bahani here. Bahani comes from around the right-hand side. Now Bernati seems to be making a little bit of ground, as is Meersman. It is Bahani that takes second. Bernati takes the third, and Meersman fourth. But there's just no challenging John Degenkolb at the moment. He's got that real upright, powerful style. He uses all his upper body strength, a little bit like a track sprinter, Sean.
Yes, and you know, it looks like that he is starting to struggle. You see, you know, his style here. I was very concerned there in that final 50-70 meters that Bonani was going to take him, but again, that sheer power, you could see Degenkolb, you know, really impressive and so strong. And I think again, Koen de Kort, we could see just further back there in that final 500 metres, 600 metres, we could see Koen de Kort coming with Degenkolb in the wheel and just took him to the position where he needs to be. Maybe having to take it up a little bit early, but still, you know, that outright power, he was able to hold on.
John Degenkolb ahead of Nasser Burhani, Daniele Banati and Gianni Meersman, who came from quite a long way back. Manuel Cardoso a bit further back again, Lloyd Mondori, Pim Litgard, Vignano, Ben Swift and Elie Viviani.